I'm in the choir. I mean, just basically, I'm in the choir at church because I think that singing is one of the most important ways to worship God and to build community. You know, being in a choir teaches you everything you need to know about being human.
Oh, wow. That's so amazing that you just said that. Wow, being in a choir teaches you everything that you need to know to be human. Because personally, for me, man, I've been in so many musical ensembles.
Yeah,
I've done rap. I've done rap. I've been a drummer in a band. I've played in concert band. I've done choir. I've done orchestra. I've done jazz band. Um, but choir was like the most spiritual, and it was the most like
yeah,
together and like loving. And I had experiences in choir that were just uncomparable
yeah,
to
yeah,
like concert band and stuff
yeah.
like that.
I hear. You know, let me just try and amplify what I mean by like in a choir. The one thing you don't want to do is stand out. We've had a couple of prima donnas join our choir. They didn't last very long um, because they wanted to sing louder and differently than everybody else. Um, they don't belong in a choir. There's no use for them. They can't because the whole point of a choir is harmonizing. When you're in a choir, one of the things that you do is you listen. And I'm a bass, so I sing with the basses, but I don't just listen to the basses, which is who I mostly listen to because when I'm in proximity to them, and that's my role, and I'm trying to harmonize with the basses. But I'm also listening to where the sopranos, the altos, and the tenors are going too. And in addition to all that, then you listen to the accompanists and the choir director and stuff like that. I mean, you do a lot of listening in a choir. Um, you know, you're trying to give it your best in a choir, but you're trying to do this in harmony with a whole group of people. It's really really interesting, and when it works, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a deeply there is a
Oh
thing about
yeah.
musicianship and stuff, but there's a deeply spiritual thing when we hit it. When we hit it, and we're all one. And when I say one, I mean the sopranos are over here, and the altos are over here, and the tenors are over here, and the basses are over here, and the accompanist's over here, blah blah blah, and all these different elements. And when they merge into one beautiful harmony, it's life. It's real life. It's how we should live. And so much of it is listening and caring about where the others are at, you know, and becoming as much as we can one with them. What if the whole world operated that way? Wow, paradise.
So would you say that like choir is like a musical microcosm to this world that Christ was describing?
Absolutely. And now I'm going to pull out the big gun here. I don't know if I meant I asked Jesus when he was telling me about coming back to this world, what should I do? And we had a big discussion, including an argument. And he told me the most important skill in the world is music. And
Yes.
I
I
didn't
love hearing
like
that.
that. I didn't like that answer at all because I had no musical training. I didn't play any musical instruments, and I was a visual artist. I mean, I painter sculptor, right? And I was good as a painter sculptor, but music, like nothing. I had nothing. And he said, music is the best way to learn in this world how to be. And
No
it's also,
way.
yep, and it's also a valuable skill when you go to heaven too. A lot of singing in heaven, a
Wow.
lot of music in heaven.
Wow, I feel so lucky because uh man, I mean, ever since I was like 12, I fell in love with music. By the time I was 17, I decided to devote my life to music.
Yeah,
Um and now I've devoted my life to God. I'm My passion for music has kind of faded for now, but I know it'll come back. I don't know
yeah,
how long it'll take.
yeah,
Um But yeah, that's interesting because it's interesting because you said with the people in the tribes, everyone like celebrated each other's differences and encouraged everyone to be different. But then with the choir, you also said that people need to put aside their differences and be uniform. So I guess maybe it's about celebrating your differences but
But
working together.
when you say put aside your differences, no, I'm a bass. A mighty fortress is our God. I am not a soprano. I can do a falsetto, but I don't like it, and I don't like hearing it, and I don't enjoy it. And sometimes our choir director makes us basses sing in a falsetto, and it really irritates me because it's not who I am. I don't like singing like this. Um, I want to be me, and me is a bass. And don't try and make me into a tenor or alto or soprano because it's not who I am. So, you know, um, I'm not putting aside myself. I'm becoming who I really am. I have a bass voice. I don't know why I have a bass voice. It's just the way I'm made. Um, so I'm not being false by being in the choir. I'm being who I really am. And I love hearing men's choirs, and I love hearing a guy that's got a real deep bass. I mean, it just really floats my boat. And there are people that don't like the bass voice. You know, there are people that love that soprano. That's what they want to hear, sopranos, and I want to hear basses. I am a bass. Viva la difference. You know.
Yeah. But what were you saying? You said something about like with the choir when you were describing choir, you did say something about like they're not supposed to be different. Everyone's supposed to think about like how
Yeah,
it
but
fits in
you're
the
trying to
song.
harmonize. You're trying to harmonize with one another,
Yeah.
and it's interesting in music because in the music, sometimes the sopranos and altos are coming down to where the tenors and basses are, and sometimes we're contrasting. The sopranos are way up there, and we're way down here, and it works because theoretically we're doing the same note, right? Hopefully, you know. So they're singing it high and we're singing it low, and it makes a beautiful sound. It's really amazing. It's magic.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah. So so
we
so would
we
it?
almost never are all singing the same line. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We're singing different lines.
So would it be fair to say that like in a choir, everyone's different? The differences are acknowledged and celebrated, but everyone needs to work together for the song.
Yeah,
That sort of description I gave about like everyone's different but working together. That
yeah,
that kind of rings true for these tribal
yeah.
cultures as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.